You're with your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day off on the feel-good side of life. Now, for the next lady, it all began when she was cast in a commercial back in 2010. And this turned into more commercials, a cameo role, a TV presenting career, a lead acting role, and more recently, a platinum status music career, amongst many other things, all before the age of 30. I mean, how incredible. And so it's no wonder that Boity Thulo's latest song is titled Own Your Throne. Welcome, Boity.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I am great, thank you.
Fantastic.
Allow me to reintroduce Boity. She is a queen! Yes! Uncle Tabsy recently mentioned that you have achieved so much before you turned 30, and you recently celebrated your 30th birthday, actually, whilst you were in lockdown. How did you beat the lockdown blues, and what did you do to celebrate, Boity?
To be honest, you know what? I tried to look at the positive side of spending my birthday the way that I did. You know, for as long as I can remember, since probably my late teens, I've always been throwing these parties and going out and, you know, having a big blast, but I've never actually managed to enjoy a quiet birthday. So I think I looked at it in that way. I was like, you know what, maybe this is the way I'm going to enter my 30s in a quiet way where I can actually listen to myself. And it's a sign, you know, that I'm entering into this phase of my 30s and my life in a peaceful and quiet way. So maybe that's how things are going to be, which is great.
Here's another upside to the lockdown. We saw that the lockdown also brought out your inner baker. We were salivating over those cupcakes you made. What other hobbies have you found yourself enjoying during this time? But let's talk about the baking first. Is this something you've always enjoyed doing? Is it a new thing altogether?
I just learned baking during lockdown. I had never... literally, I'd never operated the stove. Well, not the stove. Okay, I'm lying. The oven in my house, I'd never actually utilized it ever. And this is like 4 years down the line, or 3.5. So yeah, lockdown, literally people are like, have I been cloned? Like people who know me were so shocked that I'm cooking and baking.
Boity, speaking about unearthing new talents or honing talents that, you know, you've already shared with us, you are a rapper and you've done incredible work in the music aspect of it. Your latest single, Own Your Throne, celebrates all the independent women out there working hard in their respective fields, such as yourself. How did you come about with the song?
Well, personally, for me, Own Your Throne, it's almost become like my little movement, you know, it's become my movement. And the reason I decided to name the song Own Your Throne, I felt like this single, because obviously after the whole thing, you know, and I was like, this is the first time, even after Bakai and the success of the 2 singles, this is the first time where I felt like I had finally found a voice that I'm comfortable with, and I was comfortable with what I sound like and my delivery, etc. So for me, anything that stems deeply in something worth celebrating within me, like any small or big milestone. And for me, this single was a milestone. The fact that it was my 3rd one and it sounded exactly like the way I've always wanted to sound. I felt like I should call it Own Your Throne. Also, more than anything, it was to celebrate the queens. You know, I make it really clear that I'm all about sharing the crown, you know. I don't worship my crown. I wear it with all my queens. The song was for the ladies. It's also meant to be a club banger. So it was a mixture of all of that. And it's what I wanted, and I love the song.
But on a more serious note, Boity, I think we have all seen and heard you use your voice in spaces and times where it's been needed most. I mean, recently we saw you taking to social media with a series of posts which stem from the endless acts of femicide in South Africa. Why is it so important to you for us to have these discussions and to use social media platforms where people are otherwise having casual conversations to drive that narrative and that awareness?
Yeah, well, for me, it's important because I'm a woman. I live in this world. I have experienced forms of, you know, abuse from men. And I think that, like almost every woman that I know has been a victim of some sort of abuse from a man. So I speak from a place of experience. And even if it wasn't from that place, ultimately, I'm still a woman. I walk around in absolute fear wherever I go. I have to think 3 or 4 times about where I have to go, when I have to do it, etc. Because we constantly live in like fear.
Yes.
So the conversation is important to have, because how else are we going to see change if we don't speak up on it, if we don't try and tackle it the best way we can? Although I do feel that, and I reiterate what I had already said, that it is not actually up to women to be having these discussions, because the conversation has always been steered towards the victim, teaching the victim how to not be a victim again, or teaching women how to not be victims. It's never, ever a conversation around what men should and should not do, because ultimately it is their burden. It is not our cross to carry, but because we haven't reached that stage yet, the least I can do as a woman is try and use my voice and my platform to speak against it.
I totally agree with you, Boity, and I think that's one thing that a lot of women and people in general appreciate about your platform, is that we can jam to your music and have the best of fun and laugh at jokes on the socials, but you use your platform to catalyze change, to inform conversations, to say, hey, something is not right, Appa, so we need to take a stance and actually, work towards, a better future for all of us. The women, the children, and the gender-based violence, we know that it's absolutely rife here in South Africa and it needs to be informed. So inkosi kakhulu for that. But other than that, you also have recently launched your foundation, the Boity Thulo Foundation. Boity, what are you not doing to help the world? Can you please give us a little bit of info around this wonderful foundation?
Well, there's still so much more to do to help the world, gosh. But for me, I always say that do what you can with what you have, no matter how small or how big, whatever you can with what you have, wherever you are, just do with it, So for me, the foundation, I felt like I needed to formalize what I'm doing and maybe utilize a foundation to, one, formalize it, and also to kind of create a bigger platform so that I can help more people, as opposed to, one e-wallet here and 10 e-wallets there and food vouchers here. I just wanted to do something where I'd be able to help more people at one go with more assistance. So that was the main reason behind me creating the foundation.
You know what? I really enjoy Boity. We really do enjoy Boity, and so glad to be able to chat to you in this way. So everyone at home, stick around. Boity's going nowhere. She's going to be discussing with us her signing to an international record company. Such exciting news over there. And of course, some serious conversations around the movement, Black Lives Matter, as well as her message to young people across the country during this Youth Month. She's still here. She's going nowhere. Connect with us and let us know what you think. Expresso Morning Show, SABC 3.